Alright. It's me, Glasgow Genuine, here on the Glasgow Genuine, aye. You're Glasgow Genuine with traffic kunde and Celtic dafter. My Celtic scarf here. So, I feel pure dead brilliant today, man. Pure dead brilliant today. Oh, by the way, troops. I'm saying hello to you. Alright, my boss. Alright, my wee bugsy. My fellow Celtic fans, my subscribers, and the rest. So, I'm going to start with the latest Celtic transfer news. But before that, I want to share something with you that I just wrote articles. 2 articles just started about Celtic transfers, transfer window, summer transfer window. Share info in the comments below. Share info. What do you think about this Celtic summer transfer window already? Just let me know in the comments below after that video, alright? So I'm sharing with you my articles I wrote on the Celtic blog. So I'm talking about the Celtic transfers already, what we know already. So my fellow Celtic fans, the 2024-25 season's over. Finally over, but the new one is about to begin. Oh, wait a minute, man. It's about to begin. Well, before it kicks off, there's a summer transfer window looming on the horizon. It's already, I suppose, it just started now. The big question is whether our gaffer, Brendan Rodgers, will be able to improve the squad a bit, and whether the Celtic board will cooperate with him on that front. That's a pure pivotal issue, troops. So, if you cast your minds back into last winter summer transfer window, let me remind you, that was a disaster, man. The latest winter transfer window, that was a disaster, man. She remember that Celtic management managed to sell one of our best strikers, Kyogo. Aye, that was a disaster. That's why I'm calling it a disaster, man. So as you can see it now, that wasn't a particularly a smart move. But now there are rumours that they are talking about selling Maeda. Oh God, please no Maeda, no. Our best player, man, again. The Celtic management is going to do that again. Selling one of the best Japanese samurai. No, I'm saying hope no. Because I would kill them, seriously. I mean, what? Are they crazy, man? The Celtic management, I sincerely hope that this is just a speculation, not reality. As I said, some of those transfers, rumours, are just rumours, just speculations. We don't know anything for sure just now. Maybe there are 2 players possible, but we don't know anything for 100%, so we have to wait for 100% signings. So as I've mentioned in my previous articles, that the sport is simply depressed, as I call it, not simply the best, man. That's special, man. Simply the best is special. But that Celtic board is simply depressed. Depressed. Let me highlight this, depressed. But it's just that focus on selling the best players, man. Of the club's best players, while millions sit in the bank waiting for us to be spent on some proper fresh blood. I mean, and why did they treat our beloved club like that? Showing to no real intent to strengthen the team. How's that happen? Well, the next 3 months will show us whether the squad will be improved and whether we see a meaningful new arrivals. So every transfer window is a bit of minefield for Celtic. How that is, I don't know. And I think the core issue is still it's still lack of proper cooperation between Brendan Rodgers and the board. He seems to constantly a bit in a fight with him to get what he needs. Still, I can see that there are lots of names that are being thrown around, just a name, that are lots of rumours out there. And as always, some are just wild speculations, man. And others may carry a bit of truth. Let's have a look at some of the latest talk. So, first of all, first thing first, man. First off, there's Matthias Queensgarden. But has been hearing about it since the winter window. Is he really going to join the Hoops? Big question, man. But personally, I think it's just noise for the media. Sure, Brendan Rodgers might trade him. He does seem to suit Rodgers' style and tactical approach. But there's no real sign that Queensgarden is on his way to Parkhead. So anytime soon, man. So the transfer fee seems high for him. And the Spurs just seem to have last years. In fact, this will be a fifth transfer window in which he's been linked to us. There's been chatter for months about David Strelitz and Lionel Miller. Again, truth or fiction? Let's break them down. David Strelitz as a Slovakian striker, known as his goal scoring prowess, and then he's got Champions League experience. And he's got a rescue. Sorry, these reports are accurate. It's on Celtic's radar. So he currently plays for Slovan Bratislava. Has 25 goals. His name has estimated value is somewhere between £7-9 million. But he'll get at the green and white next season. Still a big question, man. That is. But it's 4-5 million less than that. A Danish counterpart would cost that. So it's a maybe a tips balance on away and another. So next up is Lionel Miller. So let me get this straight now. We've all heard the speculation that he's bound for Celtic this summer. But come on, man. You're really pulling on the hoops in the time soon. I'm not 100% convinced, but I say this, man. He'd be a terrific signing. Miller is a central midfielder, known for his physicality, his technical skill, strong awareness, and that just which helps operating with tight spaces and move the ball well. I think it's Rodgers' systems nicely. But whether he actually comes, we'll see, man. Don't like the chatter for his camp, but it's him preferring a move on to the continent. I also don't like that. The way the media is trying to steer him to anyone but Celtic. Another name it keeps me... it keeps popping it as Michael Angel Balquisha, the Belgian winger currently playing for Royal Antwerp. And he seems like he probably will join Celtic, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. As far as I've found some Celtic websites, and I just said Balquisha. Michael Angie Balquisha will join Celtic. But I don't know. I just heard. We all know as Gab's keen to add more and more attacking depth. Balquisha. Could be definitely is the answer, man. He's been maybe leaving this current club and it would consider Celtic, but whether we actually see him at Paradise. I still up in the air, man, but that's sticking like the right boxes and that makes him an interesting prospect. Now, here's one of our 2 done deals. According to press, and Journal Celtic have agreed a pre-contract with Aberdeen goalkeeper Rose Duan, making his return to the club likely. I've got no complaints that there. So, based on what I've seen, he's a brilliant keeper. It makes perfect sense why Celtic, the biggest and most successful club in Scotland, and Glasgow, of course, I beloved Glasgow, would want him back. Man, especially with Kasper Schmeichels on his way out after this season. The question as to why let him go in the first place is another day. Next on the radar is Youssef El Kahati, a striker known for his prolific scoring, especially during his time at the Telstar. He would be a bossman. As James has said, this is a market we overlooked for too long now. I thought this would be a really lined up at dawn. and Tierney on Bosman's is saying that we've made a shift in this area. El Kahati, who's top scorer in the 2-day divisie, first in 2022-3. I played in that Kiro the promotion there Eredivisie 2024-5 with Kyogo Gwyn. Celtic already need a new striker, but it's just El Khati seems like a strong candidate. He's great, man. Finishing chances and his excellent positional sense. Exactly what Rodgers needs. So whether he ends up at Hoops is, once again, anyone's guess. The day there are rumours that his agreed move to another Dutch side. At the time of writing, it isn't every like speculation of fact. So the latest big name being floated is Harley Mills, a full-back. Is also operating midfield, or is just probably eyeing him to be a depth in like a longer demanding season. Mills has been described extremely energetic and competitive one, and Rodgers apparently sees him as a long-term project, a potential rising star for the club. It will be clear move, especially with Tierney coming in during the summer. So I will must be wearing the green and white this next season. Still another question mark. We all know Celtic need some reinforcements across the pitch. Striker, defence, midfield. It's going to take hard graft over the summer, but most importantly, proper collaboration between Brendan Rodgers and the board. Ready, steady, go, Celtic. Work hard this summer, a transfer window, and the treble could be ours next season. Fine. Now, let's move on to the next part. Celtic transfer rumours continue. So, the one that's confirmed that Kieran Tierney, who liked Jota before him, has come back to Celtic because he loves the club. That's right. Tierney is back with the Hoops at Paradise in an interview. And in his interview with the fans, he expressed how grateful and happy he is. He was to be pulling the green and white hoops again. So, honestly, I can't wait. And he said, honestly, I can't wait. I can't describe it. It will be emotional for sure. And it's been a long time. We had ups and downs in the last few years now. So coming back here and walking out at Celtic Park will be just incredible. And he added, my ambition is just for Celtic to be as successful as possible. I retain our place and hope will continue to win trophies and do well for Celtic. I mean, Kieran Tierney is back home. He left back with a strong defensive presence and good must be excellent ability at ball, solid tackler. He's back where he belongs. Next one is, let me start with another two big names, which is Benjamin Nygren and Lennon Miller. So Benjamin Nygren is a Swedish professional footballer who plays a right winger for FC North Zealand, and he's known for holding onto the ball and then threading through passing that having decent long shot on him. So he's been heavily linked with Celtic this summer. The talks are ongoing. There's strong signs that it might be John the Hoops soon, but we're not at 100% just sure that yet. Maybe 90% man. I'm hopeful that we go in over it a line. He's a young, talented, a dozen player. I've been excited. I'll be buzzing, man. I'll be buzzing to see him in a green and white stripes, not green and white t-shirt, so like playing for Hoops now. But I strongly hope that he will join Celtic Nygren, because as far as I know, based on the latest news, I know that Benjamin Nygren is having talks with Celtic, so he's probably joining us this season. So we'll see. Next one is Zonder Oriaster, but I think he's the same caliber of like Queen's Garden. He seems forever is just out of reach, man. So Oriaster and Queen's Garden are out of reach, man, probably and definitely. Next up is Nelson Angulo. This is why Ecuadorian winger currently, man, playing for SC Sports Unknown. for his dribbling skills. His ability to carve out chances. It was another player being it's not even seriously considered. So whether he signs is still uncertain, but it still takes a lot of boxes in that. Rumours for last week and that. So I said to me, rumours last week say that we had made a bid for him, which has been rejected. We hadn't yet given up. Next in line is Callum Osmond. Is another exciting link. That's the deal that'll be done by Brink as well. So he's APL2 striker with 10 goals and 4 assists in just 17 appearances. So his contract with Fulham is expiring, which puts him in, right in our price range. What is he's already undergoing a medical at Celtic. Because I have a feeling that he joined Celtic this season. So he could be looking at our next signing. He's young, talented, exactly, and kind of forward we need. But it's a forward man, we need a striker as well. Fucking Pewter Brown striker we need. Still. And I hope that this summer transfer window will bring us the striker. Pure fresh and pure brilliant, Pewter Brown striker. Fossani Diabate is another one. So it's also been linked with an attacking midfielder. And known as dribbling, speed and creativity. So similar to Arun Dyson Maeda, Diabate isn't just fast enough. His director's got up full hunger at defenders. He says I reckon he get out of third line, real spark. Next one is Egatinkas. Isn't that a name going around? This young Turkish defender currently with Rio Ave, playing for Rio Ave, prefers playing on the right. I will say William Miloslav Levy is another defensive option for Celtic. Responsibly reportedly A&up, so a tall physical player with excellent aerial ability and good composure under pressure. But I always say that it's a potential. Just a speculation for now, but we say that Bojan Majowski is another striker option for Celtic on the list. One I've mentioned before, the Macedonian Hitman is a natural finisher. Yeah, strong presence. And a nose for a goal in that, I suspect, when Kyogo gone. We're crying out, man, for proper number 9. And Majowski could be a cracking choice. Hopefully, the board and Rodgers work together. Highlight this. Embrace it once again. Rodgers and Celtic board should work together. Cooperate. At last. To get this one done. There is Danny Ings. Experienced striker, sharp football brain, technical skill. A solid work, and then has to work smart. Make great runs and a bit around for goals. So he'd bring quality and leadership and dressing room. So it wouldn't be cheap, not so. But if we're serious, we are serious. We should go after him, man. Johan Ferguson is also on the radar. Dynamic striker, another striker option for Celtic. A brilliant technical ability, good strength and backs of potential. I'm buzzing to say it if you're playing for the hoops. To wrap things up, man, Celtic have a lot work to do this summer. I need to see a serious cooperation. I need to see a serious cooperation between the board and Brendan Rodgers. They're on the same page. If they really push to get these deals done, there's no reason we can't build a squad capable of dominating domestically, competing in Europe. So I'll be writing my next articles about Celtic transfer along summer, so during summer. But I wanted to prepare you that my next article will be on the Celtic blog this weekend. So read that Celtic blog, please, because my next article will be about SFA and SPFL judging Celtic fans again. A big question is why they don't judge Ibrox Club fans for spreading hatred against Celtic fans and Celtic itself. Right? So be prepared and stay tuned for the article, right? It's just an announcement. All right. Now I'd love to tell you something about probably some of that facts fun facts about Glasgow. But did you know that some trees in Glasgow are older than dinosaurs? Haha, I don't know whether Glasgow genuinely will tell you that. So the fossil growth was of Glasgow's most important natural heritage sites, and that is just the unique geological heritage site in the Victoria Park. Among the interesting facts about Glasgow, this is one about it. There are some unique trees. How does that these are fossilized tree stems on can date at Carboniferous period. All these trees have 330 million year history, man. You probably knew this, but Glasgow is a birthplace of the Theorem movement. So Glasgow plays an integral part in the Theorem movement. Mackintosh, as you know, Charles Rennie Mackintosh. Pure is so famous Glasgow architect who invented the styles, the most leading styles, the most pivotal styles in his career. Art Nouveau, a Glasgow style. This styles you can see in a Glasgow along the way. Just pop around to some Mackintosh places. So the willow theorems are prominent in regarded as a symbol of Glasgow's Glasgow cultural heritage. So these theorems that just quickly became that popular place for middle class residents that have just been ideal for alternatives to the abusers. And these rooms, all people share ideas and can have free talks, man. I think Mackintosh really helped Glasgow to become an innovative and creative city. Pure brilliant. Glasgow was founded by Saint Mango, Saint Kentigern, which means a friend. Around 543 AD. Glasgow is of course, you know that it's home to the oldest surviving musical, Britannia Panopticon, opened around 1857. Today it's a protected heritage site. You know that Glasgow has the oldest subway in the world. Third oldest subway in the world. Opened around 1896. And it's called by Glaswegians a clockwork orange. Because it goes round and round and round and round and round. And it goes like, and it has just, 15 stations going all around. You can't just get lost, in Glasgow subway. Because that train is going around and round and round. That orange circle, that's how it's called, the clockwork orange. It goes like a clock all around. And it's orange. So it's clockwork orange, man. Glasgow was the birthplace of first ultrasound music machine. Was invented in the ultrasound machine was invented in Glasgow in 1950s by Ian Donald and John McVicker and Tom Brown in Glasgow. This machine is found in Hunterian Gallery and Museum at University of Glasgow. It's situated in the Gilmore Hill at the campus in the West Wing. Birthplace, Glasgow is a birthplace of chicken tikka masala. So if you love Indian food, just go to Glasgow. Mexican food, Chinese food, everything, every food. I mean, every part of the world, every inch of the world, you can find in Glasgow. So Glasgow is the world. Glasgow is Scotland. So entrance to Kelvin Grove Art Gallery Museum. It's Glasgow. Glasgow has that. Kelvin Grove Art Gallery Museum, as I mentioned in hundreds of my videos, a lot of my videos. The Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum is the oldest existing gallery museum in Glasgow. So opened around 1901. Founded by the Glasgow Exhibition in 1888. Home to remains of St. Valentine. Aye, is confounded in St. John's Dunes Church in Gorbals. Bones of St. Valentine. Cradle of international football. As you know, the first ever football match was played in Glasgow. Not in fucking England, no, in Glasgow, around 1872. Glasgow is home to big clubs. And one of them is the best, is the most successful. Which one is it? It's Celtic, of course. One is Celtic. So, probably you know that it's more marble in the chamber, the city chambers in Vatican City. First city to give Nelson Mandela freedom of the city. So in 1981, Nelson Mandela was praised at freedom of the city. The Council of Glasgow, and the title is prestigious honour, and they given that those have contributed to the city, but at that time Mandela was not present. I couldn't receive as himself, so after I got 8 years, he came to Glasgow again to express his gratitude to the city and citizens for their unwavering support during his imprisonment. As Templeton Carpets manufactured carpets for White House of the Titanic. So Templeton carpets were produced in the Templeton Carpet Factory, situated at the Glasgow Green, on the other side of Glasgow Green, right next to on the People's Palace doorstep. So now it's a Templeton's brewery, where you can try, and I truly recommend it, the beer Saint Mango. Aye, it's pure fucking dead brilliant. Sorry for fucking, but it's fantastic beer, man. They just know that criminal banished to Glasgow, aye. The southern area of the Clyde, a historic settlement of the Aeronaut of the Gorbals, which became a significant part of Glasgow in the 19th century. Until 18th century, criminals were banished up the north of the Clyde as a form of punishment. And in this way, troublemakers, thieves, and the drunkards could be removed for Gorbals. Did you know that Glasgow is Green Hollow, means Green Hollow in all Celtic languages? Glasgow. It means Green Hollow. The University of Glasgow is the fourth oldest university in the UK. Glasgow is the first place where you can watch TV. Glasgow has Scotland's most excellent urban economy, man. And is the second largest shopping haven in the UK, man. Glasgow was ranked a special city of culture by UNESCO in 2008. Glasgow tour, that tour, it's not working, I think. I don't know how's that about. Used to be known as Millennium Tour. That's a taste of fully rotating construction globally, with a height of 127 meters. Fine, man. So now let's move on to probably you love Tennent beer. Yeah, I know you love Tennent beer, man. Your Glasgow genuine is we are traffic cone is going to tell you that. Use that. If you are Glaswegians, you love Tennent. Some of you maybe, no, some of you, most of you love Tennent. So I give you a bit of the history of Tennent. So Tennent's lager, Scotland's best-selling lager, as you know, Glasgow one, has a history rooted in the Wellpark Brewery in Glasgow. So established around 1740s by Hugh and Robert Tennent. While brewing has occurred on the since the mid-16th century, the Tennent brothers formalised the commercial operation Tennent's lager. It's also known today. It was first brewed in 1885. So, by Hugh Tennent, who was inspired by Pilsner style beers during a trip to Bavaria. This marked the UK's first lager produced at a Wellpark brewery. So in 1556, brewing activity is recorded in the Wellpark site. Around 1740s, Hugh and Robert Tennent established H.R. Tennent Park Partnership. A commercial brewing begins. Around 1769, the brewery becomes known as Wellpark by Hugh Tennent's sons, been trading as J.R. Tennent. 1885, Hugh Tennent, a descendant of the original founders, and introduces Tennent's lager inspired by Bavarian Pilsners. Around 1867, the iconic red T logo is registered across British Empire. The Glaswegian mark. 2009, CC Group purchased the Tennent Caledonian Breweries subsidiary in InBev for me. The D Tennent is lagers remains Scotland's Glasgow's leading pale lager. It's produced at Wilburg Brewery, man. I tried too. I tried that one dark one with a note of coffee and porter and cognac. Pure dead brown beers, man. Now, you'd love to know probably some of the types of Tennent. So one of them is the most popular in Glasgow, so it's Tennent's lager. The core product, often referred to as Scotland's favourite lager, with variations like Tennent's lager. Tennent's Light, a lighter version of their lager. Then it's Tennent Zero. Tennent's Scotch Ale, it's another type. It's a traditional Scottish ale. Tennent's India Pale Ale, a hoppy aromatic pale ale, man. Tennent's 1885 lager. A lager inspired by Year Tennent's lager was first brewed. Then Tennent is extra. It's a stronger lager. Tennent's aged with whiskey oak. I tried that one, I think. Tennent's aged with whiskey oak. So it's a unique lager aged with whiskey infused oak. Tennent Stout, a dark arrowed stout. Madre Exceptional, Spanish lager, man. Caledonia Best, a Scottish ale described by the perfectly balanced as creamy, sweet, hard stout. No alcohol stout. So if you love it, a Tennent, off you go, man. Off you go. Now, I'm going to read for you some Glasgow practice. So if you want to practice your Glasgow genuine, some Glasgow accent, stay with me. I'll give you a short part. You'll not be surprised that it's a fantastic book, by the way. If you want to learn some Glasgow dialect, some Glasgow Potter expressions, just see. First of all, it's a dictionary, some Glasgow phrases, and then you have it. And then you have some songs, you have some text and that info. So you'll not be surprised that Glasgow is just about the same latitude as Moscow. The winds of winter with freeze, a brass monkey. I was brought up in Glasgow in the days for central heating. When I used to inside, when windies are there, there's no running hot water, man. You had to eat a bowl of kettle, a big pot, and we're gonna demur that get your face like I promise, man. We went with Liberty bodices during the winter. Like if I had to, it was on that put the wash. Otherwise I wear the same and all winter. Most of our wear is not splash through paddles. I met a slice and snow. And our way to school in Glen. I was a long bug, but I didn't have a car or even a bike now. So radiators in the school were billing hot. I had a nice teacher. There's a bit of meds really has there to drive, so it was a bit of nuisance if your granny had sewn your mitts on a bit of laces so you'd not lose them. You just be getting warm. I love school in the winters. It's the only place as warm as a glass of milk. La brang to the classroom, Jimmy. Sometimes I took the top off. The milk would still be icy, but it's like hard to get the straw in. But I was in a bit of mind. I mean that the summer's been sunny and warm and long, so we played outside most of the time on that range. So just play up close. If we were hungry, you'd shout up the air more. Ma, to throw you down a jelly piece. That's close in the ender. Alright, so here's your Glasgow Genuine and Celtic Dafty. Has a wee announcement for you. So, as I mentioned, in my next video, I'm going to continue talking about Celtic transfers. How's it going? How's it going to go? About Celtic, of course. And I'm going to talk about my favourite Glasgow shows. So be prepared. Here's your Glasgow Genuine and Celtic Dafty. Saying, see you after. Have a pure brown afternoon. And how hell.